I am not going to lie, I can be a bit of a hot mess, but I kind of am proud to say that at this point because I've noticed that a lot of us feel like it's a trap being a little bit messy. And when I say messy, I don't mean dirty. So let's not get it twisted. But I mean, sometimes my room is a little bit of a mess. Sometimes my socks have been worn once. Once, I'm not a feral. Sometimes I brush my hair and there's like hair in my carpet for at least a week until I vacuum it, right? Right? And if you're judging me, take a step back because I'm sure you're the same. But this is keeping us really stuck in I don't know how to build the body I want. I can't have the body I want because I want to socialize, I want to travel, and I'm just such a hot mess. And no, we're not wearing that. You can be a hot mess and still get shit done. Let's go straight into it. First things first, you need to let go of the perfection mindset. I know you're a perfectionist. I used to be too. Honestly, it doesn't get us anywhere. It gets us time poor, if anything, because we will be wasting so much time on a task just so that it can be absolutely perfect. The perfect fucking comma here, the perfect format and layout here and there. It's like those things don't even matter anymore. And I think when we're really structured and rigid, it makes things harder. And I can tell you right now, the same shit happens to me because I use Google Calendar, which love her, but sometimes I feel overwhelmed by the stuff I put in there. I will quickly, like on the fly, if one of my one-to-ones says something to me about needing to book something, whatever, I'll quickly on the fly put it in on my phone. And sometimes it does it in like an hour block, which sometimes you don't need, sometimes you do, like it just depends, right? And it naturally just goes in like an hour unless I'm on my laptop and I like drag it or whatever because my fat fingers can't touch the screen properly on my phone because I have a little phone. Petition for me to upgrade to a Pro Max, seriously, because I have like a 12 or a 13 at this point, which is actually criminal for the job I do. But anyway, it like puts all this stuff in there. And like my Tuesday, for example, I was like, oh my gosh, I have like 15 things to do and my whole day's booked out and I'm back to back and all this stuff. Reality was some of the tasks I moved through quite quickly. They did not need an hour to them. And it was much less overwhelming when I realized that I was over giving myself time. And I was creating this sense of like, I'm so busy, I can't get anything done, like damsel in distress. But then I wasn't that busy and I didn't need that much time and I wasn't allocating the time properly. So I think it's really, really important to figure out first, starting with your schedule, where can we actually time block, but not ridiculously. So first thing I always do is put in my sessions before anything else, unless it's a structured meeting that I need to be at, because I can change things around when I get them done because I know I'll always get them done, right? So making sure that I'm training, for me, it's first thing in the morning. I really like to get up, get moving, get things done. But I also know some days in the week, towards the back end of the week especially, I might wake up and be like, oh, I do not feel like training right now. And I'll have a slower morning. Maybe I'll do a walk instead. Maybe I'll do some stretching and stuff instead. But putting some type of movement first, because there's literally studies that show that you feel worse when you wake up and just lounge around, have a slow morning, which again, sometimes we need it, but have you ever had a slow morning and then you just feel shitty and slow for the rest of the day? I'm going to guess yes, because we've all been there. Studies show that you should be like spiking your cortisol and moving first thing. So as I said, I like to get up, get ready, take my dog out and get into some type of movement always. And if you're like, well, Jess, like I have to go to work straight away. Can we wake up a little bit earlier? Because 2026 you is not putting work first anymore. I'm sorry, but like as much as we have busy jobs and busy lives and we need to commit to the things, that is why we always put ourselves last when it comes to our health and fitness. Because we are so structured and perfect planning. And why can we be so perfect and on time for work, but we can never do that for gym, right? We're not doing that anymore. And a lot of that comes down to procrastination. I see it a lot with my one-to-ones. I see it a lot with all of us in day-to-day, just through having conversations. When you have excess time, you put it off. So for example, you know you're going away this weekend, so you can't do any workouts at the back end of the week. You already know that. So you've put them in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Right? It's Monday and then you're like, oh, I don't really feel like training today, but I still have like a couple of days. I could still maybe do like Wednesday, or I could maybe push it to Friday. Yeah, I'll do that. Now you've pushed everything back. Friday comes around, you don't have the time, you can't get it done because you're going away and none of that's going to work. But because you gave yourself that freedom and flexibility on Monday to push it back and procrastinate it, you didn't end up getting it done. And I think procrastination is our worst enemy. Think of all the times, like this is me all the time, when our power goes out or something, I'll be like, fuck, should have charged my phone. Like obviously you can't prep for that, but it's like you regret the opportunity that you missed because you've now been presented in a worse situation. You know what I mean? Like, I could have charged my phone that whole time. Did I know the power was going out? No, but I could have charged my phone that whole time. I was putting it off because, like, who cares? And then now look. Or it's the same with like gym. It's like been so hot recently. I can get it done first thing in the morning before it's hot as fuck, or I can later be like, oh, it's too hot, I can't go. Same with your walk, same with your run, same with any type of outdoor activity, right? So really calling yourself out of like, don't push it later, don't push it back, because later comes, you get caught into work, something's happening, your friend's got a fucking midlife crisis, your dog needs to go to the vet, whatever, and then next minute, like, you've stuffed your whole week. So what I like to really anchor into is, yeah, life's a bit crazy right now. I probably should be at home cleaning my room or whatever the fuck, but I'm going to get my session done, and then that can happen later. And you'd be surprised. The other day, I was with my partner, 8.5 hours I was sitting around waiting for him at work. It was ridiculous. I probably shouldn't have gone, but we didn't know that it was going to be that long and whatever. And then I was like, I have so much to do. I went for a walk while I was waiting for him at one job, but it was getting quite hot. I was like, I am a bit stressed because I have a 5 o'clock call. We got home at like 4:55. I was like, I have a 5 o'clock call and I need 4,000, 5,000 steps and my room is a mess. And then I was like, relax, like, I'll do it. So I walked on the walking pad while I was in the call for half an hour. The call went for an hour, but then I was like, okay, I've done my steps. I'm now going to take the call into my room, and I started cleaning up my room while doing the call. And then it was like literally 50 minutes later, my room was clean, my steps were done, and the call was done. And I was like, slay. Like when we just have it stuck a little bit and like stop letting that sit on our chest of like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do, it becomes so much easier to do. And it was actually funny because I just thought I was the best, and in that time my partner had done like nothing. He said he was going to go cook something and he like literally didn't. And I was like, what have you done? I've just done all these things and I'm so great. You feel on top of the world when you do the things you say you're going to do. Yes, I was being mean to him, but I was like, how have you done nothing? And I've just done all of these things that I just told you I did. So calling ourselves out on that and being flexible with that as well. Because if we're too restrictive about what we're eating, what time we're going to do our sessions, when we're going to do these things, it makes us feel like shit when we fall off, right? Because if you said you're going to train at 8 a.m. and then something came up and your boss needed you to come in early, then you're going to feel really shit and derailed that it all came undone. So knowing that, okay, where can I be flexible and what's a non-negotiable? An example for me is I really want to start doing a little extracurricular, and it's on some nights where I am working, and it's going to be a rush for me. I already know it. Like, I finish work and the class starts 45 minutes later, and I have to obviously get ready, drive there, all of the things. And I was like, oh, can I make it? Can I do it? And I was like, it's not an if and can I. It's you're going to fucking do it. You're going to make it work. You're scheduling it in. That's a non-negotiable. No one can fit in after that. Because I'm sure lots of girls want that session time as well, but I'm not doing it. Like, because this is my non-negotiable for me. I still offer multiple times before that they can get into. So why do I need to add this extra time? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying anyone asked that of me. Like, this is my internal battle of like, oh, do I leave it available for like my no. You're going to this thing at this time, non-negotiable. It's in the calendar. There's no flexibility for it. And that is honestly how you should treat your workouts, because think of when your last workout was. That's what I thought. And I see it so often. Girls will be really structured in their schedule and then they miss it, and then they start blaming themselves and shaming themselves. And this shouldn't be a shame thing, but where can we get tighter boundaries of like, I'm going at this time and I need to go in. And then even if you started work earlier, then you finished earlier so you can get it in after, right? So where can we be flexible in that and not restrictive? Because restriction equals falling off. But remembering, letting things be messy. That's the art of letting it be messy. You're letting it be messy by, oh, I didn't get it done this morning, so I'm going to get it done this afternoon. So you've just let it be messy. And that is how we be messy hot girls with our health and fitness, working around our plans, figuring out what our friends actually have on. If I know I have dinner with the girls on Thursday night, well, I'm probably not going to be able to work out Thursday afternoon. So I'm going to make Thursday my rest day and make sure I work the other days around it. And I know when I say it like this, it seems really simple, but when you look at your calendar, it feels really chaotic. So that's why I'm saying always kind of try to work your workouts in first before social events. If you already know you have a social event on, as I said, on the weekends, then you should be working out your week first. And a lot of the times, actually, honestly, I think the number one obstacle I see with my one-to-ones is them prioritizing their social life and their friends, but then they feel really like their social battery is burnt by the end of the week. They feel shitty because they didn't put themselves first with their training and stuff like that, and their body just feels shit, their mind feels shit, they feel drained. So this is like what we're nipping in the bud right now, working around it, but not saying yes to everything as well. And also, how can we actually make our friendship catch-ups like fit in our life? For me, I love going for a hot girl walk with a friend. We're walking, getting our steps, maybe we're getting a coffee, and we're like out there yapping along, getting our steps, doing all the things, right? Versus sitting in a cafe. No, sitting in a cafe is not getting our steps. Sitting in a cafe is not doing anything. Like, I actually think I probably talk more shit and share more juicy stories walking, because my brain is just in a creative flow overdrive and I'm like being insane and I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth anymore. So honestly, I think you get better friendship catch-ups on a hot girl walk. Or just doing something chill, doing like an activity together. I did some clay making the other day and I was like, this is kind of shit, I kind of suck at it, but it was fun. We're off our phones, we're just like enjoying it. Obviously I sucked, but it's not about if you're good at it or not. It was just about doing something a little bit different to sitting and eating. I think that we get caught up in this whole, oh, I want to catch up with a friend, I have to sit down and eat with them, I have to go to dinner, I have to go to brunch, even date nights, I have to go to dinner or dessert. We actually don't need to eat. Not everything needs to be around food. I think we've just obviously been taught that and conditioned to think that, because like the hospitality industry is huge, but not every single thing we need to do needs to be around food. Not every single place we need to go to needs to be around an aesthetic Instagram story. And don't get it twisted, because I absolutely force the fuck out of all my one-to-ones. Post a story, I want to see this, post what you're doing, blah, 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 because I know it makes them feel better. And I actually pushed one of my girls, I'm going on a tangent, but I think that's what you guys love, whatever. I told one of my girls the other day, I was like, please post a story, like you've been losing so much weight, you're looking so toned, like your matching sets look so cute. Well, not her non-matching sets, but the colors she goes with. Like, she was wearing this pink top and this blue shorts. And I was like, it's so cute, like you need to post a story. And she was like, oh, I don't know, like I'm really anxious and scared of posting stories and whatever. A few months later, she posted a story. And then I asked her like how it went, with like, you know, what happened, like what was the outcome, because she said that she got some really good, like huge compliments and stuff like that. And then I was like, you know what, I think sometimes, because it can feel really awkward and uncomfortable, because our social media has people maybe from our school when we were younger that we grew up with, whatever, and it can be like, oh, what are they thinking? Are they judging me? What are they thinking about me for me gaining the weight and whatever? So I said that to her and she was like, yeah, that's actually what I was really scared about. I went to an all girls like high school, and girls can be really mean and bitchy, and that's true. Some people are still mean and bitchy girls, and I said that to her before she'd actually mentioned that. And she was like, but I got so many compliments, I got so much love, so many love reacts, so many like messages, and I felt really, really good about myself. And I was like, see? And like, of course we want her to feel good about herself without external validation. She already does, like, don't get it twisted. But you never know who's grown up from high school and wants to be your friend and be willing to compliment you and love heart your stuff because they're interested in the same stuff. Like I said to her, in school, like we're all just little bitches, but when you come out, then you're like, oh, I actually really value my health and fitness as well. And I can't believe Jess, like I'm using my name, but Jess is working on her health and fitness too. I really resonate with that. I value that. I really would like to connect with Jess again. And I know, like, obviously it was different in high school, but like right now that's what I'm working on and I value that. And it's hard to find friends like that. So I was like, you're opening yourself up to new friendships and new opportunities by posting these things on your story. You never know who is going to have the same things in common with you. And I like literally have people that follow me from like my book reviews, like, and I don't post that much book stuff on my Instagram, but it's like people connect with you based on your opinions and what you're sharing and things like that. And you never know what friends you can make out of that. And I've made friends through the podcast. I literally met someone in a different state through the podcast. So just being like really open to receiving as well, even if things feel messy in the background. Because every time you wait for things to be perfect, wait for the perfect opportunity, results won't flow in by waiting. Honestly, how much time have you spent waiting? And I did share something about this the other day, the cost of waiting. Like, it costs so much more for you with time, with money, with energy, all of the things, waiting for the perfect time. Waiting to have the perfect matching set to go in the gym. No, go in the gym with your oversized tee and your black shorts. You don't need a matching set. Go in. You don't need this perfect fucking slick back bun and these perfect Apple AirPod Pros that literally cost $1,000, which I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you girls. But you don't need that. You can go in with plug-in headphones, which I fucking love them. The wired ones. I love them. If I get a new phone, I'm not going to be able to use the wired headphones anymore. I'm going to have to buy new ones. But stop thinking that the perfect routine, the perfect influencer aesthetic, the perfect matching sets is going to do anything for you. You're a busy girl. You have a full-time job. You work crazy hours. You have a crazy social life. You have travel goals, relationship goals, all of these things. We don't have time to be playing in the stupid shit of I need to be perfect. Everything needs to be perfect before I can start, because life happens. Life happens. And I talked to some girls in the DMs. I have had some girls inquire me 4, 5, 6 times over a span of like years, and they're still in the exact same spot that they were when we talked years ago. And I literally have been to the point of being like, what has changed? If it's nothing, come into one-to-one. It changes your life. But to me, it seems like you just want to seem stuck, and you just want to come to me every time that you're feeling upset with yourself. And then when you feel a bit better, you go. And I'm sorry if I'm offending you. I'm sorry if I'm calling you out. But filling out my inquiry form at 3 a.m. when you're feeling shit about yourself and then regretting it the next morning, that's not a way to live. That is not a way to live. And I actually want more for you girls. So I've started saying to you girls, if I see your name 4, 5, 6, 7 times, I'm going to say something. Because life's always going to happen. Life's always going to be busy. We're always going to be going through shit. There's never that fucking perfect time. And that's why we got to take messy action now. Because stop going round and round and round. Stop being perfect for 2 weeks and then falling off completely and ghosting every single person because you are ashamed of yourself. Stop being ashamed of yourself. Imperfect action consistently actually works out to do more than being perfect for 2 weeks and falling off. I would rather you go in and be like, oh, I only did half an hour today. I kind of missed a bit of the workout because I was feeling a bit shit. I was in a bit of a rush, XYZ. Then I didn't go at all. Huh? What the fuck? Literally, what the fuck? So don't get caught up in the false pretenses of what things should look like, the trendy workouts, the supplement routines. You don't need fucking supplements, the discount codes, that this just made my bum grow 10 centimeters. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Everything is curated online. Do not get it twisted. I want to talk quickly to, the brunch dates and the date nights in general. You will be better off including those once a week than trying to cut them out and feeling like you're missing out on the world. If you feel like you're missing out on the world, you are going to binge on everything in sight. So what I want you to do right now, if you're thinking, okay, like this has really instilled some belief in me, I'm going to start taking action today, make sure that you still have social events in there at least once a week. Make sure you have a date night in there. Make sure you have something to look forward to, because it makes you feel really achieved. All week, you're working really, really hard on your goals. You're eating really well, you're in the gym, you're working, you're busy, you're doing all of the things. The weekend, it's so nice to just have a relaxing date night. Does that mean you're not doing your steps on the weekend, you're eating everything in sight? No, but you're like, okay, cool, I have my date night. I'm going to have a really nice meal on Saturday night. So I actually feel good. We actually need to play little tricks on our brain a little bit and remind our brain, I actually don't need to binge the cupboard tonight because I have date night this weekend and I'm really excited for it. And then as soon that attachment to food starts reducing and you don't feel so addicted to needing dessert every night, needing sugar, cookies, all of the things every night. And I know it can feel that way right now. I've been in that situation where I'm like, I literally cannot stop eating chocolate. I feel like I need chocolate every day. I feel like I get a headache without chocolate. I have been there. But where are we going wrong right now? It's probably our food and our restriction and relationship around that. And now I'm not really getting into all of that because I have a lot of episodes on it. But I want to leave you with, look at what your food is looking like right now. Are we being really chaotic and not getting in any protein? Are we not getting any fruit and veg, which means we're not getting any fiber? Have we been really eating a lot of carbs and not enough fats and not enough protein? Not enough fats means we can be quite hungry. Even with the example of going to work with my partner the other day, we hadn't eaten anything. My dog ate my breakfast. Criminal. I was actually really pissed off at her. And then he was so busy at the job and whatever, and I literally could never shout out to him because I could never do that job. And I know they want more female tradies, but it's literally not built for a female. Where the fuck are you supposed to go to the toilet? Riddle me that. Second of all, they don't have anywhere, obviously they can bring an esky, but then where the fuck do they microwave their food if they're not on a site, which he isn't? So then he has to, can you imagine eating cold mince or cold meatballs? As much as I love to complain about all of these things, we at least still have access to a microwave. If we work admin in the office or we work from home or whatever, we at least still have access to being able to pee whenever we want, being able to fill up our water. That guy literally is a dehydrated mess because he can't go anywhere to fill up his water. He's using fucking people's gardens taps to fill up water, and it just really puts into perspective for you, we're making excuses right now because we're feeling a little bit socially drained. At least we have access to all of those things. But I could never do it because I'm like, I cannot. I need a pee every hour or two. I need my fucking Yeti filled to the brim with cold water. I need to microwave my food. I don't know what my point was. Oh my gosh, I fully lost it because I went in that whole thing. What the fuck's wrong with me? Guys, I'm going to have to pause and re-listen because I can't remember. Oh yes, I know what I was talking about. Sorry. So when I went to work with him, we didn't really eat because it was like a rush. We had to go out and I got this like tiny thing. My dog ate it. And then we left at 8:30. At 2:30, we finally got food. I was fucking starving, bro. That's why I'm not built for it. I was fucking starving. We got some food. I got a chicken wrap. It had chicken lettuce. I don't know if there was cheese on it or not. I felt like I was tasting cheese, but was I gaslighting myself? I don't know. Some mayo and tomato, but I got the tomato off. If you know, you know. But it was like well balanced. Got the carbs in the wrap, got the protein in the chicken, got the fat in the mayo, got some like veg in there. Obviously I could have more if I didn't get rid of the tomato, but kill me, sue me, lock me up. But I was still really hungry after, and I was feeling really like my hormones felt so out of whack because I hadn't eaten in so long. And then, you know, when you eat something but you're so hungry and then you're craving the fuck out of sugar. That was me, but I obviously didn't have access to anything. And then I was like, oh, I have some Fun Day lollies in my bag. And then I ate some of those and I felt better. But I was in that moment, I was literally like, I could go for a fucking large chocolate frappe from McDonald's, bitch. I could go for a chocolate sundae and M&M McFlurry. Like I was like, I could go for any of those things, but that's not going to serve me. That is just how my hunger hormones are responding in the moment. So being really across, like, how often are we eating? Are we eating balanced meals that like are having the proper stuff in it? And are we eating often enough? Because 8:30, 2:30 is obviously not enough, especially when I didn't have a proper breakfast. So like girls that are skipping lunch because they're really busy at work and things, where can we take 5 minutes to make sure we're having food to regulate our hormones? Because otherwise I'm not surprised that you're bloated all the time and you're feeling shit all the time and then you're craving chocolate all the time. Like your cravings is because you're not actively eating at proper times and being across that because things are messy. But that's okay. We can work with the messiness. That is all from me. If you're wanting to work one-to-one on working on all of these things, slide into my DMs and we can have a little conversation, because I just think that 2026 is not the year to feel like shit all the time. We're so done feeling like we need to wait for the perfect moment. We need to wait for the perfect time. So message me that you came from the podcast and we'll have a conversation. Even if you're one of the girls I just called out, I still love you. I still know that you have goals that you want to work on, but we need to nip it in the bud. Let's fucking do this. That is all from me. I will catch you in the next one. Mwah.